All right, so in this video, I have one of the most impressive comfort sneakers that I have tried on in recent times. If you want something that's max cushion, soft, squishy, like amazing feeling on feet, this thing is there to deliver. I know it looks a little bit crazy because this thing is a huge midsole on it, and it looks just kind of like an average pair of sneakers, but I will tell you guys this is anything but. So this is a New Balance FuelCell SuperComp Trainer, and it is unmistakably one of the best pair of sneakers that I've tried on for comfort. It has the most ridiculous soft squishy midsole, and if you like the New Balance Rebel FuelCell V2, I haven't tried the 3s yet. That one could be a very good shoe as well. I'm imagining so because the 2 was excellent, but that has FuelCell on the midsole. Also the New Balance Laredo, which is a nice flagship running sneaker that is about $225. It's kind of expensive, but that shoe is another one that has FuelCell, which is very soft, squishy underfoot. But this one takes that and raises it up a bar or 2 or 3, as you can see the midsole. The stack in here is absolutely insane, and the FuelCell in here is unbelievably good, but it's paired with an easy slip-on upper, and it's very breathable, and there's a nice amount of support around the heel as well. All in all, like, I put this on and I was just like, is this real? Like, what year is this? We've come a long way in footwear technology where they're creating such amazing products like this. And I'm really excited to show you guys the shoe. From the very first images, I was like, this is definitely a shoe that I need to get my hands on and my feet in because I have a feeling it's going to be good. And I'll tell you, it's probably top 2, top 3 comfort sneakers that I've ever tried on in my lifetime. And I have gobs and gobs of top 10 videos of comfort sneakers, and this one comes in at the top because that max stack of FuelCell. Now let's go ahead and get into some of the detailed specs from what New Balance says about this product. So this is the New Balance FuelCell SuperComp Trainer at $180. I know it's a little bit high on the price tag, but give me a reason to explain to you why I think this is worth it. The FuelCell SuperComp Trainer begins the seconds count performance of energy return technology from race day to high mileage training shoe. In the execution of new energy arc technology, a stacked height midsole houses an arced carbon fiber plate sandwiched between 2 layers of FuelCell cushioning, leaving a hollow channel through the middle of the shoe. The plate is flattened into the void with each foot strike and returns energy as it reshapes, creating a high rebound sensation of propulsion. The FuelCell SuperComp Trainer is designed to look, feel, and perform differently. It has a 47 mm midsole stack height, so I don't think this is one you can actually wear in competition because I believe 40 is the max. Breathable flattened upper with lock-in fit feeling N logo design wrapped around the lateral side of the shoe. And this shoe does weigh in at 10.8 ounces, and the competition, I guess something that would be close to this, which is the Invincible Run, this is 10.1 ounces. It's not the lightest shoe out there. The Rebel FuelCell was very light, but the max stack that they have on here is absolutely unbelievable. So first, we know it has FuelCell, which is really nice and soft and squishy and everything that we love. I want to say this is one of the softest foams that we've tried on the market. If I use the durometer, it's like at a 24, 25. 22. That's incredibly soft. Like Nike React is like 33 or so. So this one's significantly softer than a lot of the stuff on the market. You'll notice from the heel strike that there's definitely a crazy soft squishy hit back here, and then you kind of propel forward, as they say, obviously because it has an energy arc plate. But what I will say is that even though there is this energy arc plate, it doesn't feel like it's propelling you so far forward that it feels unstable or anything like that. The heel to toe transition is actually really smooth, which is something that I found odd. I thought that this would have felt like a rocket ship, sort of just rocking you forward constantly with every step. But there's so much heel squish right here. It just kind of rides into the forefoot of the shoe, and it's just a really smooth transition, believe it or not. And so I think that the way that they engineered that is something special. This little part right here is really hard, and then you can't bend the shoe forward because of this plate that's in the middle of the shoe. But I love the idea of them sandwiching the technology together at the bottom to really create that crazy sensation that you get. I was also worried about that split design down the middle right here because it's a huge gap. I mean, there's an inch more of a squishy feel right here that there's a big gap in the middle of, and I was kind of concerned about that. But honestly, when you're just putting them on and walking around in them, you don't notice anything. It doesn't feel like there's anything else going on here. It just feels like a really comfortable shoe that you're stepping in and then heel toe transitioning in when you're walking around. I will say that, again, it's like one of the best experiences from putting on a new pair of sneakers on my feet that I've had in a long time. And again, I've tried quite a few new pairs of sneakers in recent times. One of the things that I really like is that you could just slip the shoe on. The tongue is actually an interesting thing because it's actually a band that attaches to one side to the other. And so it's a bit stretchy right here, and you can just stretch it on and put it on. I did get the wide version of this, so that's a huge plus as well. They do have wide versions and regular. I would highly recommend getting the wide version if you have a wider foot like myself. And I want wide version and then true to size. So I went with my 9.5. fits me like a glove, man. I love the fit of this wide 9.5. I can slip the shoe in, and then there is a little bit of a blue heel tab here that is a little bit crumpled, to be honest, but it's not anything that you notice crumpled on your foot. It gives you enough room here to grab though and pull on your foot, and then you're good to go. So it's not an instant slip on, but you can put your foot into it, no hands test, and then kind of pull up on the heel and get it right on your foot. And then it just fits really nicely over top of your foot. And I don't have to mess with the laces or anything like that. I just leave it as is. And I feel stable enough in this to be able to walk around comfortably. And that's the other thing that I was like, how is that even possible? Because the stack is so massive on this thing. And I would have thought that I would have had to lace down my shoes really snug for there to be like a good heel toe transition where I didn't feel like I was going to be falling out of my shoe. But the way that they, again, engineered this thing, like I can walk around in these without having the laces tied snug and having it really cinched down to still have some nice stability feel in the heel. Now, it's not the most stable pair of sneakers on the market, obviously, because look at how huge this stack is, but I didn't feel unstable, and I think that that's the point that is worth noting. If I had to give this shoe a comfort rating, I mean, for a max cushion or a well-cushioned pair of sneakers that's just insane feeling on feet, man, I'd probably give it like a 9.5 out of 10. Like, it's that comfortable. It's insanely big and squishy on feet. I tried this on next to the Invincible runs, not the 2s, but the 1s. And these are noticeably softer and squishier on feet than the Invincible runs, which everybody knows that those ones are very, very good on feet. In fact, that's kind of the baseline for soft, squishy feels today in this market because it's a Nike shoe and it's kind of like the one that everybody goes to if you're buying a Nike. But if you're looking at other brands, this is one that rivals that by far and then is even more soft and squishy than what the Invincible run offers. Wide feet friendly rating, I would say 7.5 out of 10. The fact that they make a wide foot version makes this super good, but if you have a really extremely wide foot, you might have a little bit of a problem there. I have a wide foot for sure, and I like to wear wide, but like New Balance is known for super wide feet shoes. Like the Fresh Foam X, the More V3, those are super wide. Versus this, like a wide version of this is like a standard version of the other shoe, if even that. So I would say that it is wide foot friendly, but not like super mega wide foot friendly. Breathability on the shoe, I would say probably an 8 out of 10. The way that they structured this together, I really like. It has double ply sort of upper here where you could see the perforation holes much larger and very, very breathable. And then you have kind of that really tight knit fishnet sort of material over top of the shoe that helps cover the shoe, but then you could see the perforation holes, which are just massive. And you put your hand inside and breathe into it, and you could feel every little breath because there's so much ventilation, and that goes all the way up to the sides of the shoe. Foam density rating, I mean, this is the softest on the market. As I already said, it's like 23, 24, 25 versus other things on the market that are like 30s. Mid 30s or even 40s. So this is like insanely soft. So ground feel rating, I would probably give it like a 6 out of 10. There's not much ground feel here because you have ridiculous cushion. If you do want ground feel though, I will say that this is a great alternative. This is a very low profile FuelCell pair of sneakers that I did a review on already, and this is the FuelCell SuperComp Pacer. So Pacer is a low profile FuelCell, nice little spring here, but definitely a low profile ground feel pair of sneakers.
A low-profile individual is someone who has been covered in reliable sources without seeking such attention.
Thanks. I did not ask. Those computers nowadays, the robots are taking over the world. And any which way, this is a very low profile pair of shoes. And you can see it has an energy arc in here as well, but very, very small comparative. This is very breathable, very good pair of sneakers for low profile. If you want more ground feel, those ones are probably like an 8 out of 10 versus these, which is more like a 6, if that. So the stability rating of this is going to be an interesting one because it's not the most stable, but it's very stable considering the stack height. I would probably give stability on this maybe a 7 out of 10, 6.8 out of 10. If you really try to rotate your ankle, you could probably really like roll it if you tried really hard. I walked around in these though, like forward, side to side, and I didn't notice anything that was like a red flag to me. Other shoes on the market, like I've tried for sure, have had that problem. The Zoomfly 4s is an example. Zoomfly 3s, those things from Nike are super narrow and you could easily just flop over. This is when you have to really make some effort to do so, and then if you try far enough, you could actually topple a little bit. But overall, stability on here is actually quite impressive. Because of how ridiculously soft this midsole is, it instantly compresses down, so then there's not as big of a height that you're going to be rolling on, if that makes any sense. Honestly, not that bad, but I didn't want to falsify it and tell you guys that it's super, super stable when it's a huge max stack of cushion underneath, and so it's not the most stable thing on the market. I mean, obviously something much shorter like this is much more stable. So the traction rating, I can't really get into too much because I haven't worn them a ton. If you guys want me to do a month after wearing the shoe and then give you guys a follow-up, like I'll wear this casually everywhere. In fact, I plan on bringing these to Disneyland now because I did get these in hand. So I just did a top 10 Disneyland shoes that I want to bring with me. and I was going to bring 2 of the 10 that I chose. I think I'm going to replace some of the options with this one, because this is the one where I'm like, dude, this is like the perfect recovery shoe for Disneyland. It's just ridiculously squishy. So I think I'm going to be wearing these. I'll do a video of wearing these after a month and then give you some feedback on the traction. I would say the traction is probably like a 6 out of 10 though, if I had to guess. Just by looking at it, it doesn't look like there's a lot here. And in fact, the rubber traction on the heel is actually very, very soft and malleable. The stuff in the forefoot is a little bit firmer than the stuff in the back. So I just can imagine that this would wear down pretty thin, but I don't know 100% for sure. If you guys have a follow-up from other FuelCell shoes and how the traction is done with the direct fuel cell on the bottom, leave a comment and let other people know. Durability is also the other thing that I need to follow up when after wearing. It's probably like a 6 or a 7 out of 10 to be 100% honest. Again, because of that midsole being so crazy soft, but I'm not 100% sure if it actually lasts or not, or if it actually wears thin. I've worn my Laredos a ton, but the Laredo is not exactly a fair one-to-one comparison, because the Laredo traction on that is insanely good. However, that being said, the fuel cell on the Laredo has actually been really, really good. It's held up and maintained that bounce back, and it hasn't had like any bottoming out feel or anything like that. And I've worn those shoes everywhere, from Hawaii to Vegas, to like just everywhere. Every vacation I go on, those things usually come with me. So the aesthetic rating, this is where this is like hit or miss. Honestly, like when I look at the shoe like this, it just looks really max. It looks very stacked, as you could see from the midsole, but when you're wearing them, the toe down view, like I think it looks like a great looking pair of shoes. So toe down view, I would give it probably like a 8 out of 10. From the overall side profile and just like holding the shoe, I would probably give it like a 7 out of 10. It just looks like an average shoe. I like the upper, and it looks like there's a little bit of something special there. The midsole, I like how they did fuel cell and then the energy arc in that silver, so it kind of stands out a little bit. And as soon as you squish it, you're like, oh, this is nice. This is very pleasant. It's like a sensory thing. Like, it's so good. But yeah, I would give it like a 7 out of 10. It's not my favorite looking pair of New Balance shoes, but it looks better on feet in my opinion. All right, so getting into 3 things that I like about the shoe. Obviously the midsole. The midsole is absolutely ridiculous. It's so incredible. Super soft, super squishy. The other thing that I say I really like that I didn't think would go well with casual, which is the energy arc in the shoe. I thought that was going to be more of a performance thing, which I'm sure it does perform really well as well. Like, you could probably run really well and very comfortably in this shoe. And in fact, I should probably I'm going to try doing that. Actually, if I wear these for a month, I'm going to start running in these outside even. How about that? I actually do really want to start running. So maybe this is a shoe that's going to start bringing me out. I feel like the energy arc, though, back to that being a positive, I thought it was really good, even from casual, from standing around and just kind of walking, they felt really, really good. And then the third is the fit of the upper was actually surprisingly good. As soon as you kind of slip your foot in, I was kind of worried that it would flop around. Like the Pacers, the tongue folded over a little bit and it was kind of a little bit floppy. And this is a narrower shoe. So when I got the regular size of this one and the tongue does not flop over, it's like basically a band that comes across your foot underneath. It actually just locks it in perfectly and it doesn't shift around on you, and it's easy to get on. And for that, I really like that as well. If I had to change a couple things about the shoe, I might make the shoe just a tad bit wider on the heel, so it would be like even more stable on the back, because it's pretty stable, like I said, but if you widened it, it would definitely make it more of a stable platform. Other than that, maybe adding a little bit more traction on the outsole, just because this does look a little bit thin back here, but honestly, we'll see if it like lasts when I wear it a bunch. All in all, though, I'm very impressed with the product. So my final thoughts, 180 is a lot to try on a pair of sneakers, but here's the thing, like if you really like max cushion sneakers or very comfortable, crazy comfortable pair of sneakers with lots of squish, like I obviously do, you guys can see my face glowing, I just love it stuff. But if you guys want to try it, just check a pair out, buy a pair, link in the description, go to New Balance, and then try them out. And if you like them, then you're out your $180 and you have an awesome pair of shoes. If you don't like them, then you can return them to New Balance. Then you could have at least experienced it and saw if it was something that you guys liked or not. And then you can decide whether or not you can keep them or return them. But I have a feeling like most people out there that actually gets the shoe, that I'm describing the shoe as the way it feels, at least on my feet, once you get them on feet, you're going to be like, dude, those are crazy. Like, and then you're not going to want to return them. That's for sure, I feel like what's going to end up happening. But you guys help me out. Leave a comment in the comment section. What do you guys think about the model? Is it something you guys are interested in? Is the price point too high? Have you bought a pair? And if you did buy a pair, leave a little mini review for me. Let me know what you guys think. Was there anything else similar to it that you felt on the market? Because as far as I can tell, this is the most like ridiculous stack for a pair of training running shoes that I've ever seen. Again, it's probably one of the top 3 comfort shoes I've ever put on my foot. And it's that good. It's like really, really exciting to see what New Balance is doing. It's finally happening because I've been a huge fanboy of the fuel cell technology from them. It's better than Zoom X, I've said in the past, and now we're finally seeing some more models come out, and this one is by far my favorite one so far, so I'm excited to give it a go, wear it more, give you guys some more feedback after wearing a month. But appreciate y'all for stopping by and watching. And again, if you guys want to buy a pair, check the link in the description, take you to New Balance. Anyway, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel, drop a like if you guys found the video informative, and hopefully we'll see you back for some more content very soon. All right, peace guys.